Good morning. Welcome. My name's Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to create our 5-5 healing event. So welcome. While you're coming in and finding out that I'm live, hopefully, I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia. It is Friday the 5th of May here, 2023, and the time is 10:59 a.m. It's a bit cold outside. I was hoping to go outside today for this video, but it's not happening. So I'm here, and that's just the way it is here in this colder climate. Where we've moved to is a bit colder than where we were before. So I will endeavour to get outside when the sun is shining. So welcome. I'm going to do this healing event a bit differently to how I usually do my monthly healing events. So first of all, let's just talk about the 5-5. 5 personally is one of my is probably my personal big number. So number 5 is significant to me personally. But aside from that, I'm here. I try and be here at the power day of each month because it feels good to be here. I like when things line up and I see the patterns in things. So I like being here on the 5th of the 5th or the 1st of the 1st or the 11th of the 11th. So that's when I do try and be here to create a specific or a focused healing event. Usually I run them very specifically, and I have been for many years, lots of years actually. But today I feel like I want to do something a little different. So we're going to run with our 5-5 healing event with the theme of purge and stabilize. So purge, clearing, releasing, letting go will be like our first segment, let's say. I'll be using the wind gong during that time. And so I'll be using the wind gong, and I'll pull a healing energy card, and we'll chat about purging and clearing. And then we're going to move into a stabilizing phase where I'm going to use my drum, my owl drum, for stabilizing, grounding, calming ourselves down, reconnecting with our body, that sort of thing. So that's what I want to do for the next sort of 40 to 60 minutes. So if you have time to be here and hang out now, then fantastic. If you can see that live button, I'm live. If you're busy at the moment and you can't stay for the whole time, or you can't really connect or focus as much as you would like to, maybe you're at work or something, then hopefully you can come back and watch the replay later. The replay will be available. So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to be focusing or using my healing energy cards to help bring through these 2 phases. So we're just going to go straight into it. So purging is our first focus for this healing event today. So purging, think about releasing, clearing, letting go, surrendering, and cleaning things away. It could be internally, purging internally, stuff we've been holding on to or that's been coming to the surface internally for us, so emotionally, mentally, physically in our body. Or it could be things that we need to purge in our life, so things that maybe don't resonate with us anymore or are coming to an end, maybe relationships or friendships that have not really been working that well, and we've tried really hard to make it work, but it just seems to not be happening. So more external things or internal, and we might find a connection between both in some ways. So just have a think about that and how that relates to how you feel and what you've got going on now. And in fact, that reminds me, before I start or go any further, I want to remind you, please take on board what feels right during this time of connection, and let everything else go. So trust the things that resonate and the things that speak to you and the things that stir you up, the things that seem like I'm just talking directly to you. Pay attention to those things, because those things are coming up for some reason. So it could be to bring things to your attention to help you support your letting go. Sometimes things come up to challenge our truth so that we can, and it doesn't mean, I've had this come up this week as well, actually, and I'll just talk a little bit about it because I think it's important, and I've had some really quite strange reactions to my posts that I've been exploring around this, so I think it might be a good time to bring it up, is that sometimes I find, anyway, probably a couple of times a year, for me in general, is that things are said, things are triggered, things happen in my life around me, something might be said to me that challenges me. It sort of triggers me in some way. And it triggers my truth or how I believe myself to be or who I believe myself to be. And just because that's triggered doesn't mean I'm going to follow or change myself unless I determine I want to, based on what other people might be saying or whatever's triggering me. So I find a trigger, if something triggers me, I'm going to question it for myself. I'm going to look at that situation to see if I am going down the right track or if I'm actually maybe in the wrong here. And at the time of assessing this, I don't have any fixed stubborn outcome. I'm not going to be stubbornly fixed on my previous attitude, and I'm not stubbornly going to change to what other people think I should be doing either. I'm going to be in an assessment mode where I'm assessing my truth in this situation. And most of the time, after assessment, most of the time I come out of that phase. It's usually a short phase. It may just be for a couple of hours or a day or two where I'm assessing this, and I want to really assess it. And most of the time I come out even stronger in my own truth, because I know my motives, I know my agenda, I know my reason for doing things. And other people that may cast an opinion or a judgment, that may have us doubt in ourselves, they don't know all the ins and outs of why we've chosen or why we're doing something a certain way. But I think it's really good, especially if we're triggered, to at least assess that particular situation and decide if maybe they're a little bit right, so we could shift a bit. Maybe they're not right at all, so then we're stronger. We come out the other side even stronger in our truth. And I feel like this is a really important thing perhaps to keep in mind, or it's something that's come up for me this week. And I just wanted to clarify that. So, if something's triggered within this connection for you, question it, assess it, see how it feels for you. And if you determine, actually, no, I'm happy to go down the path I was going before, or come out stronger in your own truth on the other side, that's great. Doesn't mean the whole situation was bad or wrong. It just means it's been a great opportunity for us to further anchor and align with our truth and who we are and what we feel is important for us as an individual. So take on board the things that resonate, let the other things go, and think of this as a guide only as we move into this healing time together. Welcome. Oh, we have an eclipse. I had no idea. Well, that is cool, especially today, and it's very powerful. I love number 5, so this is certainly one that aligns very closely with me personally. So we're in the purging phase. We've got 2 phases of our healing journey today: purge and then stabilize. So purging is our focus, and I want to find the best healing energy card. I'm using my 2 decks here, deck 1 and 2, I've got the washing machine on the background, so I guess that's a good representation of purging as well, and clearing. I want to find the best card that we need, the majority of us right now, as we move into this time of purging and letting go, releasing. And the best card to talk about a bit before I use the wind gong is this. Charging card 51. It's in the rest category. And down here it says, stop to refuel and recharge yourself. Energetic boost, replenishment, power surge, electric energy, make the time that's required, and restore. Okay, so this brings like a zapping, a movement, an uplift, a pushing forth of energy, like, you know, like I'm thinking of lightning that pierces through the sky, or pierces through the rain, pierces through the clouds, pierces through the air. There's a piercing feeling that wants to come in and really support our cutting through the barriers, cutting through the stuff we've been holding on to, cutting through the stuff that we've been allowing hold us back, and piercing through that so we can clear it, purge it, and let it go. So what have you been stuck with? This is probably another thing, and I feel like with this lightning energy, like this energy that wants to pierce through, it's like piercing through the rut, the stagnation that some of us may have been feeling. Maybe you've been feeling a bit stagnant or stuck lately. So allowing that energy to pierce through so that we can cut through and purge, move things out of the way. This is really appropriate actually. Now I'm going to be playing the wind gong, because I don't play this very often on my videos, because usually I have to stand up, which I'm not going to, so it's quite heavy. I won't be playing it for long, but I'm going to play the wind gong. And the wind gong, if any instrument probably that I've got aside from my trumpet is piercing, it would be the wind gong. So I feel this is an opportunity for us, especially with our focus being on purging, an opportunity for us to pierce through that which has been stuck or stagnant, pierce through the rut, pierce through the hard casing or coating that you've had around yourself that hasn't been letting the energy move. So energy always wants to be moving. It wants to be in motion. Some moments are faster than others, and that's okay. There's different speeds to the movement. But basically, the energy wants to move. You know, we're in this constant flux, we could say. Or like emotion. There is motion in emotion. So feeling our way through things. And when we get stuck or stagnant, it usually means we're avoiding the feeling, or we're avoiding the emotion that's connected to whatever it is that we're stuck with. So let's not be afraid to pierce through and get the energy moving. You know, it's a bit like a waterfall that's iced over in the winter. And I could just imagine the water still wants to flow, and as it defrosts, it's still flowing, probably under the ice as it flows down in that waterfall. And then as more ice melts, more of the water joins into the waterfall. So think of whatever's become stuck or frozen for you, especially emotionally, if you can allow that to cut through. Well, let's cut through that and get the energy moving again, which allows purging. Because purging and clearing and letting go, this is all moving energy. So it's so difficult to hold on to something and let go at the same time. That's a bit like trying to put the brake and the accelerator on at the same time. It's not really, it doesn't really work that well. So if you're holding on and you're here to, and you resonate with what I'm talking about purging, then you might have to let your hold go. You might need to defrost the frozen parts of yourself and your life. You might need to look at the covering you've put around yourself that you've been hiding behind and pierce through that now. If you want to purge, if you want to release, you have to take your foot off the brake. You have to let your hold go. So see how that fits with you. Yes, so if you're stuck, then the opposite of that is release. And it's going to take a bit. You know, sometimes when I find, it doesn't happen for me that often because I tend to be in aligned with the movement fairly well. But if I feel like I'm holding on because I don't want something to happen, or I'm resisting, or I don't want to feel what I'm feeling, and I actually imagine that I've got this grip and I'm holding on and my muscles might feel all tense. And as I'm letting go, I let my hold go. I surrender and reassure myself it's going to be okay. And start moving with the stream, moving with the water and the river. So I'm not going to play the gong for long because it is heavy. So let's see how this resonates. I might move my microphone away for a moment. So I'm going to move it away and I'll just play it for a few minutes. Use this. I don't want to hold back with the gong, which is part of the reason I'm taking the microphone off and putting it away. I want to kind of let the gong speak, and I want to let it pierce through, and I want to let it help us support our cutting through the barriers and cutting through the blockages and cutting through that stagnation. and freeing things up for us. And when things free up, then things will move and we can purge and we can cleanse and we can release. So you might find it piercing. I'm going to work with that. So enjoy it. It's not going to be long, and I trust it supports your release. I'll be back with the microphone in a minute. Okay, I hope and trust that came through loud and clear through the microphone. So thank you. And, well, piercing through and releasing. So hopefully that supported your releasing and clearing away that stagnation and the energy that's holding you back. And I was playing the gong with this card in mind as well, charging. This is piercing through, this is electricity, this is lightning bolt. Very much resonates quite well with the gong. But our focus at this time has been purging. So take some nice big breaths. Another way you can support your releasing or purging and getting energy moving out of you or through you is through your breath. So take a nice big breath, and really nice big cleansing breath in as you breathe the new air in, and when you're ready, breathe and force all of that old air out. Letting go. And feel the air as it moves in, the new air again. Feel it go in and sort of connect with or magnetize to all the stuff that you've been holding on to tightly to that's got no room to heal inside your body. And as it gathers that, and then the breath turns into the out breath, you breathe all that old energy and old stuff out. So breathing in the new and breathing out the old. Breathe out and surrender. And the more you do that, so the more you let your breath come in and support your release, then the deeper you can actually release through your breathing and through your breath. So your breath is something you can use all day, every day while you're awake to support your release. And like I've said many times, for me personally, I've been self-healing consciously, like really consciously dedicated to it since the year 2000. And I would say that for the most part, I'm releasing every day. Like I'm spending time consciously releasing, not all day unless I'm going through something that needs special attention. But in general, I'm just generally letting go through my breath. When I'm taking a shower and I'm imagining the water washing over my body and carrying away all unwanted energy from my body, anything I'm holding on to tightly to that's got no room to heal, I want to let that go. So you can use your daily things like breathing, like showering, even cleaning. You know, if you've got a lot of clutter around and it's driving you crazy, well, put on some music, set the timer, create a block of time. I find that really motivating for me. Create a block of time where you can just get yourself up and clean. And as you're cleaning and clearing and sorting out the clutter, as you're vacuuming, as you're mopping, as you're dusting, whatever you're doing, you can use that as a way of imagining that external task is a way of also helping shift that internal energy that needs to be cleared out and cleaned and sorted. So there are everyday things that you can do, and I recommend, especially if you've become stuck and stagnant and you haven't released or let go of, like focused on that for quite some time, if not ever, I'd be focusing on doing that every day for now, for the next couple of weeks probably, and see if that helps support your release and helps support you becoming more connected with your life and less stagnant and less stuck. It's really uncomfortable feeling stagnant and stuck. I certainly don't like being in that energy, and I won't let myself be in it for long. I have to feel, I have to work it out, because any longer than 3 days, that's enough for me. So purging, thank you so much. I trust this supports your release. And what I'm feeling now in my body as I've been talking and we've played the gong and things like that, I'm feeling a lot of energy that's pushing out through the solar plexus, which is the power center just above our navel. This is where we hold our feelings of powerlessness, or what's going on with my light? It seems very flickery. I feel energy shifting through there, like a big wash of water from a flood or something is just pushing down through the solar plexus, down through our sacral chakra, which is our emotional center, just below our navel, and pushing out down through our legs, down into the earth as we let go of our power struggle. Because when we're holding on too tightly to something, it is in some ways a loss of power, or we might be trying to control something to be a certain way. So letting our guard down, letting our need to control go, could all be part of this as well. So thank you so much for joining me for some purging. Okay, so now let's feel the energy shift as we've parted the clouds. We could say we've parted the clouds, and now we're moving into our focus of stabilizing ourselves. So replacing that we've been holding on to with calm. I'm just trying to fix my light here. It's been very weird and flickery, so I've got a dodgy connection there. So stabilize. So when I'm thinking of stabilizing, I'm thinking of calming down, I'm thinking of integration, feeling secure, feeling grounded, calm, and it's very much in the body, so it's very physical. It's in the body, and then from the body it extends out into our relationships and the areas around us, hopefully. So I'm going to be playing the drum during this part. And I'm distracted by my flickering light. And I don't know if it's showing up, how flickery it's showing up to you. But it's showing up to me, and it's annoying. So let's see if that's better. I'll just have the cord running up there. That might be all right. Okay. So letting things calm down. Now, if we're holding on and we're stuck and we're stagnant, then it's going to be difficult to find that stability that we might be looking for now. So this is why I've done it in this order. So purging, clearing, and now stabilizing. So you might find that you resonate with one of these phases more than the other, and that's okay. And if you struggle to connect very deeply in this stabilized segment, I'd be spending more time in the next few days maybe purging and really focusing on that, and then coming back to the stability energy maybe in a few days or whenever you need to. But we'll still connect with it. So I feel this grounding energy that wants to come in and really settle us into our body. So now we're turning our breath into something different. So we worked with the breathing before to release. And now let's work with our breathing to help calm us down. So as we breathe in, let the new air settle in our body like a leaf unpinning from the tree in autumn, and it just slowly coming down to the ground and finding its place on the ground where it's going to sit for a little while until whenever it blows away, or it might stay there. So as the new air comes into your body, feel it start to settle like a leaf coming down from a tree, and it's finding its place in your body. It may find its place all the way down in your feet or in your hips or in your torso or in your shoulders, in your head. And it doesn't matter where it is, just feel it find its place and settle inside this new air. And as you breathe out, keep breathing out the old, but maybe a little bit more gently now. As you breathe out, and then you bring the new energy in and let yourself calm down and settle inside yourself. Notice too, as you're doing this, any tension or tightness that you may still be feeling anywhere in your body. Could be tight muscles or a tension or a pain. And see if you can breathe through that, so you can use your breathing to support further release if you need to in those areas. As you really let your hold go, let the tension go, and let yourself settle into your body. And your body's a highly sensitive, finely tuned instrument, and it is here to support you. In fact, if it wasn't for our body, we wouldn't be here right now. So even if we just spend these moments feeling appreciation for our body, it may be scanning our body from our toes, our feet, all the way up through our legs and our torso, through our arms and hands up to the top of our head, and see how our body is doing. And if you need to get yourself a bit warmer or get more comfortable, then please do that. And now imagine that you've got this beautiful soft chair in your heart, like an armchair, the most amazing, comfortable armchair that you could imagine. And it's sitting there in your heart waiting for you. So imagine bringing yourself down, your attention, your consciousness down into your heart, where you relax on this chair in your heart. Relax in there. Settle into your body. Find acceptance of your body. Find calm and peace within your body. As you settle into yourself, let your belly relax. Let your legs relax. And let all of the muscles in your face relax. And while you're doing that, to the level and depth that you are comfortable in going, I'm going to pull a healing energy card for this time of stabilization. And then I'll get ready to play the drum. So I trust you're feeling well, and thank you so much for joining me today. So the best card as we focus on stabilizing, integrating, settling, grounding, calming is, so the best card for the majority of us now is this card here. It's from Healing Energy Cards Deck 1, the pink ones, pinky purpley. It's card 53, the Inner Child, and it's in the depth category here. And down here it says, come out of hiding. It is safe for you to do so. Don't hide. Release your childhood wounds so your inner child can come out and play. And healing. Okay, so the thing that comes to mind here with this card and our theme and what we've already been doing here is as we connect further within ourselves and as we re-establish a connection with our body and our breath and our heart and all these things that we've just been doing, as we settle into ourselves, we can allow or find parts of ourselves that we have perhaps tucked away or bottled up or trapped away inside ourselves, like our inner child. It could be bottled up emotions from the past. Could be things that need healing, wounds that we have had brewing and bubbling and preparing to explode like a volcano that we've got stored inside us. So this is also an opportunity through this intention of stabilizing ourselves is to uncover parts of ourselves that we have perhaps trapped or locked away. And these won't be something we need to force to ourselves to find. Yes, some of the things that don't want to come up might be a bit hidden, but we will have an idea usually, initially an idea of what it is that we're bottling up, or that there is something brewing inside, there is something uncomfortable, there is something unsettling, there's something that's preparing to explode like a volcano. And this is something also perhaps to tap into based on this card that's come out, so that we can tap into it and bring our attention to it so it doesn't explode in a massive rage in a conversation or something that we're having. So as we're tapping in and tuning in and connecting with our body, just also take note of anything that feels a bit off, or that feels a bit uncomfortable, or a lot uncomfortable, that feels like it's about to explode within you. And you might find that there's a part of you that's, if this is applicable to you, there's a part of you perhaps that doesn't want to settle, a part of you that's struggling to relax. You know, it's like when we're very mentally active and we've got lots of worry and stress happening in our mind, it's so hard to meditate. Like, it's really hard to relax and meditate and switch off our mind because it's just so active. So when in that space for myself, and when I'm recommending, I'd never recommend to meditate because it takes ages just to try and calm down, and then by that time it's just frustrating. So the best thing to do, I find, when I'm so mentally alert and there's so much going on up here and I'm trying to calm my mind down, is to actually exercise and get my body moving, which gets this energy moving and gets it out. And then perhaps the next day I can meditate because I won't be so active up here. So if you're trying to calm down, you're trying to stabilize, like I've just been guiding us through, but there's a part of you that just can't quite relax, can't quite settle into it. There might be something that's like an issue or a block or something that's trapped inside that wants to be revealed or come up first for healing. And once that comes out, then you'll probably find you can calm much more easily. So I'm going to play the drum, and I'm going to play it for a few minutes. I'm going to unpin my microphone because it doesn't sound very good with the drum, so I'm going to put it away and hopefully you can hear the drum okay. So I'm going to drum and I'm going to hold this space for you and whatever it is that you need. So if you do have things that you need to bring out and bring up and clear away, like that volcanic energy or bottled up energy or whatever, if you feel that there's something that's stopping you from fully relaxing as much as you could, then focus on that and use the drum to help support your movement of that and your releasing and your purging of it, bringing it to the surface, bring it to your attention and let it go as best as you can. If it's a big deep thing, it may take some time to release, but at least you can get the energy started and show the energy that you're ready to release and let go. So you might want to use this time to do that. You may want to use this time to settle further into yourself, to get even more comfortable in that beautiful armchair in your heart and become more connected with your body and settle further into yourself. Or there might be something completely different you want to do, and that's totally okay. So enjoy the drumming. There's nothing you can do wrong. Just listen, take some big deep breaths and see what happens. I'll chat with you when I'm done. So take a nice big breath. And just feel yourself settle even further. Settle as deep as you can go. How deep can you settle? How deep can you relax yourself? So that's probably something to think about if you've resonated with this, or if you've resonated with that stabilizing segment of our healing event. Maybe over the next couple of days, as you make time to settle back into yourself again, how deep can you stabilize? How deep can you settle in? How deep can you relax? Can you relax a little deeper, or settle a little deeper into yourself? I find that exciting to challenge myself and see if I can actually relax or go just a little bit deeper than the state I'm currently in. So if you just joined in, I was focusing on this stabilized segment of our healing event with this card in mind, the inner child, which is about coming out of hiding. Coming out of hiding, but it's hard to come out of hiding if we don't know what we're hiding. So that's why I talked us through, if it resonated with you earlier, about tapping into or noticing the things that feel a bit off, or the things that feel a bit bottled up inside, and how to bring that stuff that's been in hiding out. So thank you. So I'm going to pull a healing energy card to go. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me for this healing event today. Wishing you a happy 5/5. If it's the 5th for you yet or not, I'm not sure, but wishing you a wonderful day. I hear it's an eclipse, and Scorpio, Taurus, very powerful, and I'm a Taurus as well, so this is a very important time for me personally as I head towards my personal rebirth day in a week or so. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment, please share if you're inspired to. And if you'd like to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. If you're watching on Facebook, please hit the follow button. And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook and sometimes you don't get notified, or often you don't, and you miss the videos, then please maybe follow us or subscribe on YouTube, because all the videos do go to YouTube. And I hear from people that you get notifications on YouTube. So that's good. So if you'd like to grab yourself a deck of healing energy cards, deck 1, or my brand new deck 2, that can be combined together like this or used separately, you can learn more on my website at templeofbalance.com.au. If you want to learn more about me and the work I do here at Temple of Balance, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. I have a couple of drums on my website. I've got earrings. I've just released some porcelain and sterling silver earrings on my ceramics website, and lots and loads of things. So please have a look if you're inspired to. And if you'd like to support my work, so if you've got something, even something little out of this connection or out of the videos or the posts that I do, then please consider supporting my work. It's it's the only reason I'm still here after 18 years. So your support is essential, and I very much appreciate it. So thank you. All right, let's grab a card to go. I'm looking for the best card that the majority of us need now as we move forward from here. So as we move forward, perhaps continuing our purging, perhaps continuing our stabilizing, or continuing both over these next few days or few weeks, or something else, what do we need to know as we move forward from here? So the next 24-ish hours, let's keep this in mind. Healing Energy Cards, Deck 2, here. Card 85, called Radiance. It's in neutral, which is center. And down here it says, glow from within. And I think, just actually reading that makes me feel that's a lot of what we've done, isn't it, during the time we've spent together today? If you've been here the whole time, a lot of it has been connecting inwardly and glowing from within. Well, it's hard to do when we're not connected with ourselves. So as we connect with ourselves, we just automatically do glow from within ourselves. So the light shines from inside. It says, shine your light, Don't brag or overpower or force yourself onto others. Be at peace with yourself. Be at peace with others. So can you find peace with yourself? That in turn will allow you to find peace with others. Often if we're struggling to find peace with others, we are struggling to find peace with ourselves. So it's often a reflection of what we're actually struggling with internally. So if you find yourself saying or thinking, why is this person like this, or why is this person like that, one of the best things you could do is ask yourself the same question or questions, because often it is us that is reflecting and rippling out the struggle we feel inside is actually reflecting out, and we're seeing it in other people. So what you're seeing in other people is a clue to what you can resolve within yourself for your healing. And it's so fascinating to me every time when I do that, and I'm like, okay, how come I can't find peace with you? And then I ask myself, oh, how come I can't find peace with myself? And then I explore that. It might take me a few days or a week or a couple of weeks to explore that, and then find and come to peace with myself. Nothing changes in that relationship or that connection with another person, but you start seeing them differently. So you start seeing things and you start seeing people differently as you change and improve and those little things about ourselves. It's so powerful. So if you want to radiate, if you want to feel peace, if you want to feel connected in your life and balance, then look at the outer things that are reflecting your own inner imbalances and how you can resolve them so that you can resolve the outer things. And once you see it, once you notice this pattern, it's pretty much life-changing, because you look at the way you see people and the way you see situations actually shifts if you have the courage to turn the questions and what you're noticing back towards yourself, and then have the courage to face our own flaws and issues and imperfections. So thanks so much for joining me today. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back to share with you again very soon. Take care, and sending you loads and loads of love from my heart to yours. Namaste. So namaste means that the divine, the creator in me, honours the divine, the creator in you, that we are equal, we are one. So thank you so much for being who you are. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.